We are integrating various militias, rehabilitating defectors from Al-Shabaab, increasing patrols, and taking tough decisions when human rights abuses are committed. Our forces lack basic and necessary equipment. We do not deny the shortcomings and the weaknesses. Paying them on time is an absolute must in the interest of discipline and loyalty, but all too often this has not happened in time. Security operations across the country continues around the clock in our attempt to deter and prevent Al-Shabaab attacks on civilians and high-value targets in the capital of Somalia and other major cities. Moreover, we have also successfully launched the Somalia National Security Council, which will improve coordination, planning, and strategic operations for the security. This means we will be more effective in preventing security incidents and protecting our citizens wherever they are. In the security sector, we must find the right balance between fighting a counter-terrorism campaign, reforming and retraining at the same time proves to be very challenging. Doing either will be difficult from our starting point. Doing both simultaneously, as we must, is a real challenge. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me now say a few words about governance in Somalia. We fully understand that good governance is essential in all Somali institutions, at the national level and at the regional and district level. Public finance management reform, judiciary reform, and institutional building initiatives are underway, and a testament to our commitment of establishing good governance and rule of law. Our Parliament, where we have introduced and ratified legislation on setting up local administrations, public finance management, investment, and much more, is now functioning properly at the hour. Public finance management is a critical area where we have made progress. Our central bank now has modern facilities such as SWIFT code and high-tech electronic transfer and electronic payment system. Other critical reforms are also underway. Our Parliament has approved the government budget 3 times, and our expenditure is in line with that budget approved by the Parliament. We have restored our relationship with the World Bank and the IMF after 22 years of absence. Norway is assisting us with the direct budgetary support through the special financing facility, which we hope that many more donors will also be contributing. For the first time in Somalia, we have advertised the positions of the Accountant General and the Auditor General in order to get highly competent and professional Somalis based on merit. We have a policy in place that indicates a zero tolerance for corruption. On the other hand, I would like to present to you the political progress that we are making in Somalia. A political solution is the first step in building a stable governance framework in our country. This is why inclusive politics is the first pillar for the compact. It holds everything else together. During our first year in office, we've begun to lay the foundations for the return of effective, stable, and representative governance in Somalia, the cornerstone of lasting peace. The New Deal will help us to enlarge, accelerate, and deepen all these efforts. But we must be mindful that much more remains to be done. Somalia should possess a fully fledged constitution reflecting a broad national consensus on how we wish to govern ourselves. We must complete the establishment of our federal system and advance the process of democratization through the development of multi-party electoral system that will serve to unite us rather than to divide us. To this end, Parliament has already passed legislation establishing an independent Constitutional Review Commission, Constitutional Review and Implementation Commission, as required by the Provisional Constitution in place. We must move quickly to put in place other critical statutory bodies, including the Boundaries and the Federation Commission, and the National Independent Electoral Commission, whose tasks it will be to guide our thinking and to inform our actions in order to complete Somalia's transition to stability, security, and democracy. In March this year, my government signed an agreement with the authorities in Puntland, framing our shared commitment to implement a federal system of governance in the country. This agreement must now be translated into institutional merge, deepening governance and social cooperation between the center and the peripheries. In August, we signed an accord that establishes an interim Juba administration in the Juba regions, which also aspires to become a federal member unit in accordance with the provisional constitution. This agreement, achieved after long months of painstaking negotiations, demonstrates what can be achieved through the combination of Somali political leadership, AMISOM peace-building support operations, and all these troop-contributing countries, and state support of our closest neighbors working together within the framework of IGAD. I extend a special thanks to the government of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and many good friends, Foreign Minister, and my good friend Foreign Minister Tedros Adhanom in particular, for his tireless effort in bringing those talks to a successful conclusion. Under the terms of Juba Agreement, critical national assets will be restored to the federal government control. Our forces will be integrated into a united command and control, and we will work together to develop an inclusive, representative, and permanent authority for the people of that regions. We urge the people and the leadership of Juba regions to sustain their commitment to building peace and good governance, and to set an example of which all Somali people can be proud of. I would like to reiterate here, the new leadership of Juba administration has proven a commitment and seriousness on that direction. We have begun similar processes elsewhere in Somalia, establishing interim administrations in Bay and Bakol, Lower Shabelle, Middle Shabelle, Hiran, and Galgaduud regions. We have engaged the authorities in Galmudug and Himen and Heb, as well as Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, to solicit their views and commitment as we pursue to win the goals of peace building and state building across South Central Somalia. Members of Parliament have also played a key role in all of those processes, working with their constituencies and serving as a critical channel of communication between the people of their regions and the federal government. With the good offices of the government of Turkey, we have continued our dialogue with the authorities in Somaliland, underscoring our determination to preserve the unity of both the Somali state and the Somali nation, not by force and coercion, but through negotiation, mutual respect, and understanding. Somali unity must be more than a rhetorical device. It must preserve and promote the dignity, equality, legitimate aspirations of all Somali citizens and in all parts of Somalia. By adhering to such principles, we are confident that our dialogue with Somaliland will not only continue, but will eventually bear fruits. These are major milestones, but enormous challenges still lie ahead, challenges that were clearly articulated by participants in the Vision 2016 conference convened earlier this month in Mogadishu, where some of the best minds in the country and from the Somali communities living abroad came together to offer their remarkable experience, insights, and expertise in charting the way forward for a stable Somalia. At another major gathering just last week in Mogadishu, respected Somali religious leaders from across the country announced their determination to a future free from intolerance and extremism that has taken root in recent years in Somalia. We welcome all such efforts, and the federal government of Somalia has been playing a facilitating role and accommodating role. And in order to build upon them, We ensure that during the course of daily struggle to rebuild our country, we do not lose sight of the longer-term challenges ahead. We are announcing the Vision 2016 initiative, a concerted effort under my leadership to complete the Constitution, establish the federal system, and prepare the ground for elections in 2016. We will need a direction, determination, discipline, as well as the requisite human and financial resources if we are to succeed. And as we roll out the concrete objectives and benchmarks for this initiative, we will be seeking the support of both the Somali people and the international community. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, finally, all the achievements that we are making on the ground require our collective commitment, determination, and unity. And I therefore would like to kindly request your generosity to help Somalia. And I am very confident that with our collective leadership and courage, we can continue with this journey to a successful conclusion. The New Deal must deliver on the ground soon. It must not be a well-intentioned bureaucratic process that remains remote from the Somali lives. The expectation from our people is extremely and understandably high. Somalis are looking forward, the international community, to emerge from the recovery to reconstruction and delivery support that makes a real difference to the lives of the ordinary citizens inside Somalia. We must not let them down at this time. Assistance must be real and tangible, not abstract and theoretical. Somalis have given us their confidence as a whole, and as they turn to despair, to hope, we need to stand by at this critical time. I would like to share with you also the latest concern from among our people. Somalia has been supported and has been stand with the support of its citizens outside the country, in particular the Somali diaspora scattered all over the world. The remittance was the lifeline for the Somali people at the difficult times. Because of certain circumstances in the world of today, doing remittance business was becoming more and more difficult in recent times. And now there are a lot of indications from different parts of the world, particularly the international banking system, that remittances to Somalia is not possible anymore in the near future. That will take us back to a difficult situation that Somalia has emerged in the past. Closing that line of remittance and lacking that precious and important resources to the Somali families will only make Somalia more vulnerable to be on the difficult side. And this will strengthen the evil forces of Al-Shabaab and piracies to recruit many more youngs when they lose the hope from their own brethren in the outside world, let alone the international community. Ladies and gentlemen, let me end with an appeal to you all. Let us rally round to build Somalia together. Let us make sure the compact revolutionizes the international community's approach to a country shattered by a war and ready to enjoy the fruits of peace right now. The best possible legacy of the New Deal is a new Somalia. I thank you.